I see you. Die hard. Trap. We gonna do this one the right way. We in here forever. Yeah. Die hard. Homie, die hard. You can check the swag, he the realest by far. Swimming in that blue and orange, he the lifeguard. Yeah, he been through pain, at least he got some nice scars. He can smell a trophy, yeah, he need it back to back. Represent himself, his own name is on his back. 10 toes down, try to stop him, he come back. Bandwagon hoppers, he will knock you off your tracks. You ain't saying nothing, Nero been here from the start. He been working in the lab to take his team and make it art. See him going over film to help him build and make him smart. He will tell you how he feels because he's real and he got heart. He will never fade away, he will never change his face. Everybody picking faves and he's feeling out of place. Cause he is for the team and he always rep the squad. Like that Christmas movie, he gon' always die hard. City on my back. They ask me what's my name and it's on my back. I'm just speaking facts. We got big dreams, we ain't looking back. We be really die hard, yeah, that's a fact. We be really die hard, ain't no going back. Make the whole crowd rise like a thermostat. Fourth quarter, I'm the killer that's gonna murder that.
Bang, bang, what's up, guys? Next podcast in the building again with another podcast. I told you I'm gonna be knocking these things out, man, because content is king, and I love making Knicks content. Love talking my shit about the Knicks. You know how we get busy. I like to curse, and I will. 7:30, so it's late enough. You know what I'm saying? So, like they say, you know, it's 12 o'clock somewhere. You know what I'm saying, or whatever they said. It's 5 o'clock somewhere when it comes to happy hour and stuff like that. So, you know, this is the Dire Knicks happy hour. Dire Knicks Eru, the place to be. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk some basketball, duh. You know, that's why you're here. But you know, I talked about the centers and stuff like that. I still kind of want to talk about centers because they mentioned today my man, the dude from the Bulls. What's my man's name? You know, we've been talking about that guy forever, but I don't want to keep talking about centers because you guys are gonna be hating me for shitting on you know, Mitchell Robinson every single time we get a chance, man. So that is some news that's coming out here, but you know, that's not what I'm here to talk about. We're here to talk about some guards. You know, we got to celebrate some old guys, and we got to celebrate the new ones coming in too, man. So a lot of things to talk about. So please tune in, you know, so we can talk about this stuff. As you can see, still got this merchandise here collecting dust. You know, eventually I'll be giving those away at some point. So stay tuned for that. Let's get into the business, man. Let's slide this over there and slide here. So Freaky Deaky guy here. I guess what a you know, let me rewind it, man. I said freaky deaky, man, because he looks like powder. You know what I'm saying? You know, not to you know, body shame the dude or whatever, but he just looks so peculiar. You know what I'm saying? But you know, leading the NBA after David Stern is tough, man. So this guy is constantly on the hot seat, and not for nothing, he's been doing a good job. You know, taking in the questions and just dealing with the way that the technology is going and the way the speed of the NBA, the way that it's going, as far as the popularity and the revenue that's coming in is like unprecedented revenue. So with the technology and the revenue coming in, things are going to change. So streaming services is what's the big issue here, especially with James Dolan complaining you know, about the NBA, saying he wouldn't vote for certain things, whatever. A lot of people are confused about it. But you know, Dolan does have a fight here, man. He's talking about what is talked about is regional sports networks. So they call that RSNs. So whenever you hear RSNs, they're talking about regional sports networks. That's basically the MSG network. So we all know the MSG network is probably the best local sports you know, channel in probably all of sports. I think it's better than the SM network. I think it's better than anything I've ever seen, because I've seen, you know, FSN and other channels, you know, cover other teams throughout the country. You know, places that I've been, that I've traveled to, let's say like down to Virginia, they say down to Florida, down any state that you can go to, and you look at local sports, like the coverage is atrocious. A lot of mediocre sportscasters and stuff like that. It might as well just be me stuttering on the mic the way that I do. I can't remember certain people's names, but these guys are literally on network television and can't remember people's names and stuff. It's crazy. But MSG, you got to give them props, man. They really do a great job with that. So you know, Dolan has been fighting for them. You know, you're fighting for with all the streaming stuff. So with the streaming things, a lot of the coverage as far as Knicks being able to cover local games, stuff like that, they won't be able to do that because it'll be all tied in to these new streaming services that are coming out and stuff. As you know, James Dolan and the Knicks and the Rangers, the Nets and whoever else are now all attached together on one app. So they're trying to fight it on their end. But if these deals go through and all these agreements go through, then it would possibly kill all these different apps, local apps for us. So I don't know how that's going to play out for fans. National fans will be happy about it, but local fans like us will not be, because a lot of games will be what they call what they call it, black screen, or whatever they call that. We'll be in the dark basically for a lot of games, and that's old school. That's the what we used to deal with in the 90s and in the 80s and the 90s, where like blackout games, where the games would be straight blacked out and we won't be able to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that it doesn't come to the dark days where we had UPN 9, or not UPN 9, WPIX, and what was the other one, WOR-TV, where we was watching Nets games and stuff like that. Because that's the only thing that we could watch, on local television, because a lot of games were blacked out on cable and stuff. Anyway, that just I didn't really want to talk too much about that, but that's what's happening right now with all this stuff going on here, especially with Dolan's name being thrown into the mix there, because every other team wants this, because their coverage sucks. And if you listen to this particular video clip here, he talks about it, and a lot of these networks are bankrupt, or they're not doing well. But MSG is getting awards, and we have some of the best commentators in sports locally here. So it is what it is, man. But no more on this. Let's keep it moving here. Slide to the left. We got our man here. Speaking of local heroes here, we got Hubie Brown. Hubie Brown is being inducted to the Broadcasting Hall of Fame. I mean, he's 90 years old. When the hell were they going to do that? You know what I'm saying? He's been broadcasting for years. Now they're going to put him in at 90 years old. I'm glad that he's not dead before they do that. I mean, there's so many different players that's been in with the Knicks that you wonder why they weren't like immortalized and put in the rafters and stuff like that. That's a whole nother podcast. I've done that podcast before, and I'll probably do another refresh to that podcast going forward, man. But there's so many different Knicks that should have been praised before they died. And then we still got some greats that are like in their 90s and stuff like that, approaching 100. They're still not dead yet. You know what I'm saying? And they definitely need their flowers. At least do a tribute video or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it, man. But 90 years old. Thank God for Hubie Brown. I love his commentary. I think everybody enjoys his commentary, man. Hubie Brown is like a legend in the game. I enjoyed him coaching with the Knicks. He's like the first coach that I really remember coaching the Knicks when I was a kid. Because learning the game, I didn't really care too much about the coaches and stuff like that. But Hubie Brown with the curly hair just reminds me of people that I know in New York City, like just local, the average white guy at the time. That was Hubie Brown, and there's somebody that you could like not necessarily identify with, but you're just familiar with a player like a person like this. The way that he talked, and stuff like that. So always appreciate his authenticity and stuff like that, and just his ability just to be authentic, and really give the real as far as basketball and stuff like that is concerned. So, definitely appreciate Hubie, and I hope he continues to do it, man, as if health continues to bless him, man, because he still looks good. 90 years old, still out there with the microphone talking all that good basketball stuff is good to hear, man. Good to see. So let's slide it on over here. Speaking of local people here, you got Melo. So Melo's podcast is basically his mouthpiece. He gets to say stuff that he always wanted to say, explain different things he always wanted to explain. So I mean, the show, like I mentioned the Roommates podcast the other day. Roommates podcast is kind of awkward. Their humor and stuff like that. A lot of dull moments. They kind of just bantering with each other back and forth. They have guests and stuff like that, so the guests make the show really. But a lot of times they kind of isolate the guests with their little banters and stuff like that. Not really entertaining, to tell you the truth. But I get it. People just love it just because they're doing a podcast, and it is dope. Sometimes I see the clips and stuff. The clips are dope. Just like Melo's podcast, the clips are dope because not for nothing, my man the kid, the bodega boy here. I keep forgetting his name. But I don't want to say the wrong one. I know it's like the kid Mero and These is Nice. So I believe it's Mero, right? So yeah, man. I really just don't like the way that he carries himself on the other side of Melo. But Melo, they asked him a question like, well, Do you think what do you think you would do if you was on this Knicks squad if you were in your prime? I mean, that's got to be the dumbest question I've ever heard, man. Of course, if Melo's in his prime, why wouldn't he score 28 points per game? Like, I mean, that's like a moot point, man. But I mean, this show I love to hear Melo talk. Is dope. You know what I'm saying? But it's really just like an autobiography kind of podcast for that. I could at least listen to that because I could listen to Melo talk forever, man. So he's just like a New Yorker. He got that heart about him, and he has great stories. The way that he talks about the game, he loves the game. He really should be a coach. I wonder if he has any interest in being a coach. But anyway, let's keep it moving, man. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this conversation. The guards, man. We lost Fournier not only to Detroit, but we lost him to international play. So he ended up signing with an overseas club. That's not really important. But the important thing is this guy just turned 31, or maybe I'm not sure if he's 32 yet. But the Knicks shut him down basically at 28 years old. And he was basically out the league, on the Knicks, but basically destroyed his prime. Not playing this guy. A lot of people just throw it out there. Oh, he don't play defense. He sucks, and this, that, and the other. Shout out to State, who we're supposed to be doing a podcast tomorrow. He was talking about that. Oh, him shooting those threes. It don't mean nothing. It's a lost season and type of thing. But I mean, to lead, to shoot that many threes at that accuracy, even though we were losing, it's still worth talking about because he's going to be number two. Because number one is standing right next to him, DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo had a great season last year, and his numbers are valid, right? Knicks still lost, but Fournier's numbers are not valid. I don't think that's right, man, because it just belittles Fournier's career even further, because what the Knicks did to him, it wasn't really fair. We could have used him, you know what I'm saying? So just taking a look at the stats here, DiVincenzo actually blew his blew his numbers out of the water. He beat him by 42 3-pointers. So in about the same amount of games too. You're talking about 81 to 80, 283 for DiVincenzo, 241 for Fournier, man. So it's a big time achievement. Points per game were pretty similar, rebounds were similar, assists were similar, steals were even similar, blocks were even similar. So the guys put up similar stats. But if you want to talk about what's going on here? So I mean, my computer just whacked out on me here. So let's slide this back over here. I don't know what happened. I think my screen timed out here. But anyway, this is not network TV. I'm not an RSN, you know what I'm saying? Sponsored by Dolan or anything like that, or going bankrupt or stuff. This is just me on YouTube with my fucking Wi-Fi and my computer timing out and stuff like that, man. It is what it is. But yeah, man, it's worth talking about because Fournier is now, since he's on this list, he is one of the greatest Knicks to ever play. You want to talk about Julius Randle? Look what Julius Randle is with 218 3-point shots. Brunson, there from last season only shot 211. So Julius Randle shot 218 3-point shots, man. These numbers don't lie. John Starks' numbers are valid, right? J.R. Smith's numbers are valid. You were talking about Gallinari, Houston, and Crawford, and all those numbers. Those numbers are valid. But guys like Julius Randle and Fournier, they're number 2 and 3. And throughout this current Knicks history, nobody wants to give them credit, man. But it is what it is, man. You got to give Fournier his flowers while they're here, man. So just so I'm looking at old tape and stuff. I was gonna play the Boston Celtic video because that was his first Knick debut, and it probably was his best game as a Knick. But just looking at an old Orlando Magic video, it just shows you how we should have played him. You know what I'm saying? So just take a look at this video. It's a little bit grainy here, poor quality. But Fournier was able to create off the dribble, shooting shots off the glass. You forget that he's 6'7", almost 6'8". Good crossover move, able to go around screens, split defenses and stuff like that. That was his meat and potatoes, cutting the defense, getting into the paint. He actually could do that. He wasn't just a spot-up three-point shooter. He really could put the ball on the ground. And not for nothing, whenever Fournier put the ball on the ground, that's when he really got hot. Here he goes pushing guys all coming around the screen, just pulling right up, bang, knocking down threes. As you can see, he can go around screens, split defenses, and get to the basket. Here he is on the fast break, just pulls in, finds a cutting number 24 inside for the dunk. So here we go, Fournier coming to get the ball, catch and shoot, up and good. Those shots go in when he could put the ball on the floor. And I just think the Knicks did not take advantage of Fournier's ability to create off the dribble. Here he goes on a nice drive there with Anthony Davis on his set, but he still made the shot. So that's the end of that video, man. But I mean, just showing you what Fournier could do. We all know what he could do, but people seem to forget. Shout out to Big Nick Energy, man. I just won a video game. It came today. So I'm gonna do a dedicated video just to big Nick energy up, man. But I've been mentioning them lately, simply because I won the contest and stuff like that. I'll make a video dedicated to that contest and shortly, man. So let's take a look at Fournier as a Nick. This is Nick's debut here. As you can see, him driving to the basket, able to blow by guys. Here he goes in the corner. Julius Randle he receives the ball, pulls up off a screen, bang. So it starts right off. As soon as he got it, he drove to the basket. It just started everything up for him. And him being like an adrenaline player, able to come across screens, taking physical contact, getting up on that rim and laying it up. That's what awoke him. So we were there at that game. One of these season openers here where we always seem to be playing the Boston Celtics. Because Fournier pushing off screens, what I'm saying? A lot of confidence that game, man. So it makes you wonder, like, why did we go away from that? Because even after that first game, I know Kemba Walker was there and stuff like that, but the Knicks just went in a different direction. We should have been using Fournier as that second option behind Julius, man. And we just did not do that. Defense aside, man, the guy can't play defense. I get it, man. But if you have a player, you should, and he has a skill set that's successful in this NBA, you have to be able to use that, regardless of if he could play defense or not. You have to use what you have out there, and that's one fault about Tom Thibodeau that we're gonna have to deal with that, as the season progresses, man. So let's get on to my man Tyler Kolek. But before we do that, I got to talk about my guys, Mark Jackson and Rod Strickland. I don't have any videos posted of Rod Strickland because I don't feel like crying because Rod Strickland, we should have never traded him, man. We traded him for Mo Cheeks, who's our current assistant coach right now. If I ever see Mo Cheeks in real life, I got to tell him how much I hate him, for the simple fact that the Knicks traded his old ass, for Rod Strickland, man. But I'll talk about Mark Jackson for a sec. Mark Jackson, when he first came into the NBA, he was fairly not really, he was never athletic, but he still has some athleticism. He can get up on that rim, dunk it, pass the ball, that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So he was actually, very dynamic as a player. We could take a look at this highlight clip here real quick. Watching a lot of no look passes. This is some footage of him playing with other teams too. But spinning, able to post, able to hype up the crowd, tongue out, wagging no look passes, as you can see, behind the back passes, between the leg passes. That's what he does here. But the only reason why I'm showing him there because he's a Nick rookie, made the he was a rookie of the year, if I'm not mistaken, right? So Tyler Kolek kind of reminds me of him a lot, just for the simple fact that he's not very fast, but he's strong driving to the basket, able to find guys wide open, to make simple passes. He doesn't really have the flair that Mark Jackson has. Mark Jackson with the no look passes and stuff, but just the change of direction and being able to absorb contact and stuff like that is certainly things that Kolek could bring to the table. Also, just the confidence of being somebody that can't really move that fast, but still got the confidence to get the job done. And I just think that Kolek is one of those guys. One thing that jumps out at me with Kolek to me is just his confidence, shooting the basketball and his jump shot. It's a pretty thing here, man. So let's talk about Mr. Kolek here. So Kolek represents the future of the Knicks here. So there's a lot of question marks with the Knicks. Like, are we going to find minutes for this kid? You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really help that these mixtapes here from the Black Ops has come out. This is actually a dedicated mixtape just for him, but they missed one play that I thought was important. So I have both queued up here. So let's talk about it real quick before we get out of here. Just so I'm looking at him, he doesn't really make no look passes. He makes kind of telegraph passes, but you still can't stop him, really. You know what I'm saying? So all these passes are this one thing here. Let's take a look at my man here rolling his eyes. After this pass is made, watch how my man here rolls his eyes. You see him? Kyle Anderson rolls his eyes because this is really bullshit. His game is kind of like bullshit and boring. You know what I'm saying? But he gets the job done. Here he goes on a drive there. He could have made the layup, but he makes a bullshit cross court pass there to a wide open Toppin. His jump shot, I think, is he's gonna be able to show that off right away. Here goes another bullshit pass here that people say, "Oh man, he can find an open man." Check out this bullshit pass. He drives a little, just dumps it off to him in the corner, and Toppin just throws it up there. Here goes Kean Anthony. Look out for Kean Anthony in a couple of years, man. Here goes Kolek. Look at that jump shot. So confident, man. Very strong. Look, it takes a whap and keeps on moving. Comes across the lane. He likes to get back to his left hand to shoot the off the glass layup. with through contact. He's really good for that. He likes to drive with somebody on his hip, and ride them to the basket. Pause. As he did it just now. Taking slap and whaps too. He could take contact and he can still finish off the contact too. So that's impressive stuff, man. So as much as I want to hate him, what I'm saying, I don't want to give him enough credit. This kid's confidence, like I said, it reminds me of Mark Jackson, the way that Mark Jackson was so confident with not really a lot of athleticism and stuff like that, but still able to get the job done. Here goes another video here. This is basically highlighting IQ, Brunson, and Kolek. So let's just take a look at it. It goes Kolek playing defense against Brunson. Brunson is an all NBA player. He's doing a good job staying in front of him. Brunson using screens and just kind of playing him around with him, getting his cardio in. Here goes quickly with his erratic ass. Here goes Kolek, same thing, driving down taller, 6'9", Jacob Toppin. Here he goes again, playing defense against Brunson. Brunson just toying with him, coming around screens, getting his little cardio. Here goes IQ again with his no-handle ass, just throws up a shot, no shirt on, only one in the gym without a shirt on. Here goes Kolek again. So that's the move that I want to show. Just him being able to ride the player down to the basket with the contact and going to the left hand. Here he goes to drive, taking the contact, pushes off, and shoots with the left hand there, usually off the glass. So that's his patented shot. He goes Brunson again, fully clothed, got a hoodie, sweatpants, got an extra large socks with the sweatpants tucked in. Like, what is the temperature in there? He goes IQ again. IQ dribbling in between his legs. He got red heart underwears on with no shirt on. Nobody else is shirtless, only IQ. So here goes Brunson again, just getting his cardio, working on his jump shot. He goes Kolek, jab stepping. They got a taller Toppin on him. He goes IQ again, working on the jump shot as well. They got some other players here. This kid is nice. Yeah, I don't understand. He's not in the NBA. I keep forgetting his name. But there goes Kolek again with that taking the contact drive to the left hand shot. Take a look at that again. Yeah, I keep forgetting his name here. I think it's Isaiah Bristow. He's nice, but he's not in the league. Here he goes again, taking that contact, keeping the ball out to the left and making a layup off the glass. See, this is Briscoe here. He's nice, man. He's not in the NBA. I don't understand why he's not in the NBA. Here goes IQ again, just working on his jump shot. Brunson again, getting his cardio in, working on his jump shot. So this is just like pickup basketball. You know what I'm saying? But through the pickup basketball, you can see a lot through that. Guys are working on their game. There's certain things that they're doing that they're trying to figure out, trying to add stuff to their game, that type of thing. Working on say they might be working on their jump shot. Maybe they might have changed their form. You know what I'm saying? So guys are just kind of fooling around. Look like Brunson. That's what Brunson's doing. Just trying to get to the spot and work on his jump shot through traffic. It doesn't really look like he's trying to get to the basket too much. In some of these videos that I'm watching, but it's interesting, man. Black Ops. I wish I could be there. It's not like well, it's actually closed off. I know people that live in that building, and you can go to the gym and work out, but when they have these professional games going, they basically lock it out, and you can't really have access to it unless you know somebody in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty dope to see these guys play like that. So it's almost like the old school back in the day, because back in the days you would catch open gyms in certain gyms. And if you had access, you'd be able to check it out. My pops used to do that when he was younger, catch these players in like these random open gyms. You know what I'm saying? Only like certain people know that was happening. But Black Ops through social media, this is the new wave now. Everybody knows what's happening. You got the there's so many different other runs to it. UCLA runs were also known. Back in the days, UCLA, stuff like that. USC runs also. But this is what's happening today. But yeah, man, there's a lot to ponder as far as the past and stuff like that. You got to know your past before you know your history, man. So with Brunson there, I'm not saying that Kolek is going to dethrone Brunson, but there's going to come a time, maybe 2-3 years, maybe when Brunson might be slowing down a little bit or whatever, or maybe contract situations or stuff like that, where maybe Kolek might get traded for somebody, or maybe even Brunson might end up with some kind of issues or something like that, and he might end up getting traded down the line. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Because Mark Jackson, we thought he was going to be the point guard of the future, but then we drafted Ross Strickland right after. Next thing you know, both of them are not even on the team. You know what I'm saying? And then the people that they got traded for are not even weren't even in the league after they both were gone. So it's ridiculous, man. But hopefully history don't repeat itself, and hopefully the Knicks continue to have just a positive situation as far as the guards, because I'm mentioning these guys, but there's guys like Miles McBride and stuff like that Miles McBride is not going to allow guys to just take his spot. Miles McBride is a competitor, and he's really going to show Tom Thibodeau why he should be playing. Defensive wise, shooting at three and stuff like that. So is that Tom Thibodeau going to have his work cut out for him? A lot of good players on the Knicks, and he's really going to have to figure it out. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to see guys playing that shouldn't be playing. That type of thing. I don't want to see a 12-man rotation, of course not, but settle in on a nice 8 to 9-man rotation, and just no excuses. No excuses night in and night out. If certain guys are not going good, you know what I'm saying? The finishing five has to be good. The rotations have to be impeccable, because there's no excuse at this point, man. He has enough talent now to get the job done. And at this point, like, anybody could coach the Knicks and it should be able to be successful, with the amount of talent that we have on the roster, man. So anyway, this is my pod. I just want to talk about the guards real quick. Let me say what's up to whoever's in here. I see on deals once again. On deals was the first one in there. I used them in the beginning there to remind everybody to hit the subscribe and all this. Also follow on deals. Like I'm saying on Instagram. I'm not sure if he's on TikTok, but Instagram, he posts a lot of content there. So it's a lot of fun stuff. So just look for on deals NYK on Twitter. Shout out to Coach Sear in the place to be. You got Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Knicks. I am Jarrell is here too. Shout out to everybody that's members. I am Jarrell is a peer, and he's also a member of the Dynamics podcast. So I definitely appreciate you, man. He's supposed. I just saw something going on at 9:00. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I'm going to the gym tonight, man. I gotta unbig my back, guys. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Knicks fan for life. Yeah, we're talking about the Gotham sports stuff. Gotham sports is interesting. I'm looking into it. Because I've been having problems with the connections as far as watch longs and stuff like that. So if Gotham sports is it, I'll check it out. I'm not trying to spend like $1 million on a streaming service that doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? So, like, hopefully we can get that together. You got Chopolo, what up? You got Kareem Grant in the place. What's up, man? Sliding down there. Yeah, that app is coming, man. But like I said, I would hate to see the pricing of it, man, because they're going to be giving exclusive content through these apps and stuff, man. And I would hate to have to pay like $80 a month or $100 a month just to watch my favorite sports teams. That shit would fucking suck, man. Shout out to Bobby Santiago. I thought you said you wasn't gonna be on social media no more, man. Giving it a break, but the season is starting, man. So the juices are flowing. Harlem CEO in the place. So on the last comment here, he says he's a true believer, and if they could have kept Mark Jackson and Charles Smith in the trade, we would have won a chip. That's possible, man. I think if we would have kept Rod Strickland around, Rod Strickland might have been a little bit too cocky and stuff. I don't know what the situation was, but there was no reason to trade him for Maurice Cheeks, especially if they traded Mark Jackson for Charles Smith. You know what I'm saying? So, if we would have just kept Rod Strickland and then ended up trading Mark Jackson for Charles Smith and stuff like that, I think that personally would have probably been the best thing, because Mark Jackson, not Mark Jackson, Rod Strickland was just coming into his own, and Mark Jackson ended up being basically 18 and 10, 18 and 10 for a lot of his career and stuff like that, man. So I think he would have been dope to have as the point guard with Ewing and everybody else that was in the mix, man. It's a shame that Charlie Ward and Chris Childs are the guys that we ended up going to the finals with. But when meanwhile we had two generational New York City point guards on the roster at the same time, man. But anyway, that's my last comment. Thank you guys for tuning in. The Knicks podcast and the place to be. Once again, tomorrow I should be going live with State. I'm not sure if I'm going to be live at his family's liquor store or we're just going to do the virtual thing. But tune in for that. And once again, I'm going to be doing pods basically every day, man. So hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the likes on the way out, and tune into Knicks content, man. I'm talking my SHIT. On the late evening, about 7:00 or so. 7:00 seems to be the sweet spot where I can get a quick pod out, still hang out with the family, eat some food, and go to the gym if I need to, man. So tonight I need to hit that gym, and because I got some goals this year, man. So anyway, this is your kid, Diehard Eru, about to get up out of here. See you guys later, and I'll tune in tomorrow and the rest of the week. Because like I said, I'm going crazy with these pods. Got a lot of stuff to get out of this head of mine, man. So anyway, I see you guys later. Let's clap them cheeks, hit the Die Hard Knicks theme song, and we out. Peace.
I see you. Die hard. Trap. We gonna do this one the right way. We in here forever. Yeah. Die hard. Homie, die hard. You can check the swag, he the realest by far. Swimming in that blue and orange, he the lifeguard. Yeah, he been through pain, at least he got some nice scars. He can smell a trophy, yeah, you need it back to back. Represent himself, his own name is on his back. 10 toes down, try to stop him, he come back. Bandwagon hoppers, he will knock you off your tracks. You ain't saying nothing, Nero been here from the start. He been working in the lab to take his team and make it art. See him going over film to help him build and make him smart. He will tell you how he feels because he's real and he got heart. He will never fade away, he will never change his face. Everybody picking faves and he's feeling out of place. Cause he is for the team and he always rep the squad. Like that Christmas movie, he gon' always die hard. City on my back. They ask me what's my name and it's on my back. I'm just speaking facts. We got big dreams, we ain't looking back. We be really die hard, yeah, that's a fact. We be really die hard, ain't no going back. Make the whole crowd rise like a thermostat. Fourth quarter, I'm the killer that's gon' murder that.